Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to start a tournament, and we're doing a scholastic tournament on Saturday. So I'm going to first say new tournament. I opened WinTD. This is a new tournament, so 2022 Wellington Fall Classic, and it's going to be 10/22/2022. Tie breaks, I'm going to leave this as is, and I'm going to say okay. So this is the section that comes up. So I have 5 sections. The first is the championship section. Call that champ. It's an individual team, and there's 4 boards per team in this tournament. It is US chess rated. It is, we do want to use tie breaks because we're giving place trophies. And then I have little cards that have like the sections, like the 100s, 200s, 300s, 400s, 500s. So I'm just going to use those, but if you have your own club, you could just do 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. I'm going to keep this as is. Say okay. The next one I have is middle school, high school, premier. And then I'll do MH premier. Same thing, elementary premier, same thing. Then I have middle school, high school, reserve, LMH reserve, and I have elementary reserve. Alright, say okay, and then I'm done. I cancel. So here is all my sections, and there are teams. If you're have at least one other person part of your school, you're on a team. So I'm going to create a new team list, and then I'm going to add a team. And I know, for example, that my school, the school I teach at, Wellington, has a team. So I'm going to call it Wellington School. I'm just going to call it Well. This, I think, at least the old version, can only be 6 letters long. And you want to have your file open and handy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so thanks to Jacob who organized this elementary reserve, so I'm going to do an example with this. And I'm going to do sort, so data, sort sheets, sort range, advanced sorting options. I want sort by column C. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I can see automatically which schools have teams. For a smaller tournament, you could just get away with adding students that have like at least 2 students per team. So for example, Glen Oak, I would probably skip that. But I know, for example, like Columbus Academy, even though they only have 1 student, they do have teams in other sections, so I would add that one. Same thing here. And then we are offering on-site entries, so that you got to be careful too, because if somebody else from Greensview comes and you don't put them in, then you could run into trouble. You also got to be careful too, like for example, Wellington, if somebody put the Wellington School versus Wellington, it might show up in different places. So it looks like that everybody here is going to be, even though they call it different things, we're going to code them as the same team. So I'll go and do one more example. So Barrington here. Yep. All right. And oops. And then we say okay. And then we'll do Tremont too. Tremont. And we'll call this tree. Alright, so I'm going to cancel. So you can see my team names are here. And I'm going to do that first so that I can easily add students here. Before you add students, you want to download the US Chess database. And technically today, this was supposed to, how do I say this? Like the 3rd Wednesday is when it's supposed to come out, the supplement for the next month. But it didn't work. So I'm just going to download the one for October. And for the purposes of this demonstration, but I'm probably going to go back tomorrow. I'm going to wait to put in everybody and then go back tomorrow and download the new one, and hopefully that works. And what I'm going to do next is add the players. And so when I add a player, go up to players, add player, and see if I can click this, or it's not going to let me. Alright, let me go back here first. Okay, so I notice here there are quite a few people who do not have US CFIDs. And so either they're completely new, and in the U500 section, I would actually expect, this is not surprising that a lot of people are unrated. But for example, this first student who didn't put a school in, what we can do is just copy their US chess ID, and when we add the player here, you can just put their ID here, and then go to US chess database, or I guess, put a name, look up, sorry, you want to hit, put their ID in and then hit look up, and then this person comes up, and it was Henry Wolf, and so you just double click, and everything gets put into the database, and then you can say okay. And so because we're using the old supplement, it might be, the ratings could be a little bit off, so that's why I'm going to wait till the new supplement comes out, since that's what we advertised. And that person didn't have a team code, but your team code is going to come here. So for example, the next kid is James McHale. So I'm going to click here. Oops. And then he doesn't have a US chess ID. And it could be that he has one, but maybe his parents didn't know what it was. So what I would do is actually like copy his name and then go to the US chess website. I like the old version. And then click here. And that way you can double check that they didn't like buy, like maybe they didn't know and they're like, oh, I'm actually going to go buy one for him, or he has an idea from way back when and they forgot about it. So that's why I'm going to double check everybody, just to make sure that he actually doesn't have one, because you don't want to have duplicates because we're going to purchase the IDs for them. So that is true. And then now we got to add his team. So he's part of Barrington. So I'm going to go, he doesn't have an ID, we're going to buy one for him. His team code, you can either remember that it's Barrington, like BARR, or go to team list and just double click that. And there you go. And so I'm just going to do that for the rest of the students. And again, double checking that they don't have an ID. You also want to check when you do this that their rating is below what the section is. So for example, the student here, his rating is 500, so we're going to have to go to US Chess to see if that indeed is what his published rating is, and then if so, we're going to have to contact family saying they actually have to move up to the next section. So yeah, and then this one too, just making sure that the students are in the right grade level as well, since there's also grade level requirements. So a lot of little moving parts. Luckily the sections aren't super big, but yep. Thanks, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye!